Pawan Verma, the Home Minister, the one standout thing that that Mr. Home Minister's speech of over 2+ hours was that the BJP and the NDA government of the centre does not find reason enough to change the Chief Minister, Mr. Biren Singh, at this point of time, because according to the Home Minister, the Chief Minister is cooperating. He said whatever other changes we need to make, the Chief Secretary, the DGP, I think there's a Special Security Advisor, all of whom were sent in Delhi, but there is no compelling need yet to change the Chief Minister. Is that something that you buy? Because that is one thing that the opposition has been saying. Yes, the Prime Minister has not visited Manipur, you've not spoken about Manipur, but why are you not changing the Chief Minister? At least it will send a message of confidence down the rank and file in the state to both communities in the state that under someone's watch, law and order has gone down the tube. We are holding that person accountable.
Thank you, Zaka. I'll make some broad points to begin with, and then there can be a subject of debate. First of all, this no confidence motion would not have been at all essential, nor is it sustainable, given the numbers. Had, I think, the Prime Minister, on his own volition, as the Prime Minister of the country, as one of the most popular leaders with the greatest amount of influence and authority, agreed right at the beginning to have a debate on Manipur, setting the business of the House aside temporarily under Rule 267. That did not happen, nor did the Prime Minister speak in Parliament on Manipur separately. In fact, he will be speaking perhaps for the first time when he responds to the motion of no confidence. I think if the Prime Minister had led not only his party but the entire country in an act of solidarity involving the opposition to tackle a burning issue like Manipur earlier, we wouldn't have 3 days of Parliament on a no confidence motion. So that's point number one. Point number two, about Biren Singh. I really fail to understand why he has become so indispensable to the BJP when apparently both the Meitei community and the Kuki community have lost confidence in him, except for a matter of prestige that we will not change the Chief Minister on the pressure of the opposition, but will change our own Chief Ministers entirely in an entire cabinet when we want to. I think this is a matter which the government should introspect about. We want a solution to Manipur. Now, 2 or 3 general points, if you would like me to speak now, on Mr. Rahul Gandhi's speech and Mr. Amit Shah's speech, or I can come on that later.
All right. I think 1 point each on what you felt was the standout in Rahul Gandhi's speech and the standout in Mr. Amit Shah's speech. 1 point each.
Well, I'll tell you something about Mr. Rahul Gandhi. You see, his speech was looked upon with great anticipation because he had been suspended from Parliament, he had returned, and now this was a no confidence motion against the government, which involved substantially Manipur, but a great many other things. I think Rahul Gandhi ji did not. He made an impassioned speech, but I think he did not touch upon the plenitude of issues on which the opposition has been talking about the failures of the government. Unemployment, price rise, rising inequality, authoritarianism. These are issues which I think Rahul Gandhi could have touched upon.
Okay.
His speech was not really a parliamentary speech. It was a rhetorical speech which had a few rhetorical statements, but it was not what I would have expected to be a substantive speech by a senior leader of the largest party
Okay.
on what the failings of the government are. And most importantly, he said one sentence: you have scattered kerosene across the country and lit a fire. If you are talking of social disharmony, talk about it, please. And as far as Mr. Amit Shah, he used the occasion primarily to give a record from his point of view of what the government has achieved, and to stress the point, apart from the issue of Manipur, that the people have faith in this government and that the opposition is incapable of challenging it.
Okay, so let me ask Nalin Mehta this. So, as Pawan Verma said, I think he's right. There was a lot of anticipation to Rahul Gandhi's speech, not least because he was coming back to Parliament after 3+ months of being disqualified. And this was a burning issue, an issue which had held up Parliament for the better part of the last 4 weeks. And the first 10 minutes when he was trying to set the stage with Bharat Jodo and why he undertook Bharat Jodo, I think he rambled a bit. It did get to fiery proportions when he specifically talked about, Bharat Mata has been murdered in Manipur and you've split Manipur into two, so on and so forth. But as he himself said in his speech, this was more a dil ka speech and not a dimag ka speech. Do you think it hit the right places? And of course, a lot of it also got lost, I would say, or maybe negated even by that whole flying kiss act. And naturally, I mean, you can't blame the BJP. The BJP will jump to any fault of what Mr. Gandhi does, like they did with the hug and wink last time. This time they jumped all guns blazing to his alleged flying kiss.
Absolutely, Zaka, I agree with you. What we make no mistake, this no confidence motion debate is a drawing of the initial chessboard of the initial rhetorical chessboard for the 2024 discourse. Now, in that sense, in the wider picture, Rahul Gandhi's speech was highly awaited by a lot of people. He's coming back to Parliament after a hiatus, after his membership has been renewed after the decision of the Supreme Court. He's just got his bungalow back. He's done the Bharat Jodo Yatra. He's been to Manipur and come back. There was a lot of interest in the speech. I think he flattered to deceive in the sense that he started off on a promising note, but then the whole soliloquy on Bharat Jodo Yatra kind of went off kilter a little bit. He had a soundbite moment on the Manipur issue. He drove that point home. But I think he missed an opportunity to do a structured critique of the government in the wider sense, in a way that Amit Shah came fairly well prepared for the debate and gave a deeper, longer-term report card. Amit Shah made fundamentally 2 points. One is he placed the problem in Manipur. He sidestepped the question on the specifics of the current situation, but placed it in the historical context, sought to put the blame back on the Congress, including on multiple other incidents in the past in other states, and then gave a wider report card of the government. Now, we have seen this template. Now, in that sense, if you see the Rahul Gandhi speech and the Amit Shah speech, Rahul Gandhi scored high on the specific soundbite jibe on the Bharat Mata issue and the framing around Bharat Mata and Manipur. But I think this was his moment where he could have drawn a much wider critique of the government as part of the 2024 chessboard. I think he missed an opportunity here. Also, if you go back to the last no confidence motion when he had winked at Jyotiraditta Scindia, who was on this side of the fence, on his side of the fence at that time, and now the controversy in inverted commas, whether it was controversy or not, but I think it allowed the BJP, this is politics, to puncture some of the discourse around his speech. I think while he started off by saying that he would speak from the heart, a more prepared speech, especially because of the drama yesterday when his speech was postponed and so on, would have been for Congress supporters, that may have been more par for the course than what we saw today.